Hi, I'm Ron Bryson, and this is my story. We call it a testimony. This is what happened to me, okay? Now, this was March of 1980. I was just turned 25 years old, and I was married. I had a 4-year-old, just turned 4 a month or so back, and my wife was expecting what was to be my daughter Sharon in a few months. And I was selling insurance. That was my job. And I had a lead from a customer of the insurance company to go see this fellow. He had just moved out here from Ontario to BC. Knocked on the door, walked into his apartment to see him. He was a young man just like me. I think he was 22. And his name was Mac. Mac. Very important person in my life. And I walked in, and he shut off the TV as I walked in. And I said, I hope I'm not interrupting one of your favorite programs. He says, no, it was 100 Huntley Street, and they were talking about reincarnation. And I hadn't heard of 100 Huntley Street before, and I said, and then he said to me, so, well, what do you think of that? And funny, but when I was 25, I knew everything about everything. And I had opinion about everything. Kind of. And I said to him, I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. I realize now, looking back, that the Lord was softening my heart. Okay? And Jesus said no one can come to him unless they're drawn. And I was being drawn. I didn't know it at the time, but I know it now. I was being drawn a lot. And I says, what do you think, Mac? And he says, well, I don't believe in reincarnation, but I believe in eternal life through faith in Jesus Christ and eternal damnation apart from him. And I thought to myself, man, I've never heard anything like that before, at least not in a conversation, and nothing so definite. And I says, really? I said, tell me more. Tell me more. And we talked for about an hour. I don't even remember exactly what, but he must have just been telling me all about how God loved the world so much he sent Jesus Christ. And, this was the answer to man's problems and my problems. And he asked me if I'd ever read the Bible. And I says, no, never. I never even thought about reading the Bible. So he gave me a Bible and I started reading it. And he invited me out to church. And we went to church that Sunday. And his father was the pastor. And we all went out to lunch afterwards. And it was just like awesome. My wife went and little Frankie was there. And I remember at the end of the service, Mac introduced me to his dad, the pastor, and he just ignored me and he picked Frankie up. Karen saw that. And I saw Karen. She was so happy that someone showed so much love to Frankie and to us. We went back the next week, and the pastor put out what's called an altar call. He said, if anyone has never received Jesus Christ in their life and they want to invite him to come into their life, he says, come on forward and we'll pray for you. Because he that has the Son has life, and he that does not have the Son of God does not have life. And then Mac nudged me and says, Ron, let's go forward. I'll go with you. I says, okay. And I went forward, and I prayed what's called the sinner's prayer and invited Jesus into my life. And I remember an elder in the church. His name was Bob. He said to me, how old are you, son? I said, 25. He says, wow, I'm 70, and you got 50 years or more to serve the Lord. Wow, and I'm so proud of you for the decision that you've made. I'm so happy for you. And wow. The story continues, and I'm going to tell you about Mark. This fellow is a study in human behavior. You're going to love it. Stay tuned for the next one.